Ready, Set, Not Yet, and a spiritual GPS. Can you speak to us a little bit about what that's all about?
Our young people are on a journey. And technology has brought us the driving GPS. And so it makes sense. And that's one of the areas that even my granddaughter, who I mentioned earlier and acknowledged her, she talks about her gyps all the time. She, you know, that my gyps will get me there. And I think she may have gotten it from her grandfather too, the gyps idea. But the more I heard her talk about her gyps, I realized that, you know what, there is something here. And the parallel, the analogy, they don't have to think too hard to figure out what I'm saying. So, number one, let me reiterate, locate where you are in your spiritual journey and your walk of sexual wholeness. Where are you? Have you already had a false start based on the athletic analogy? Are you battling temptations? Right? Where are you? Or are you really, even if you feel as if you're falling over sometimes, but you're walking on the path that you're supposed to be on? But locate yourself. It begins with that.
Yes.
If you don't know where you are now, you can't know where you're going to go. Then the next point is, because that's how we put in when we're traveling with our GPS, the second thing is destination. Plug in the goals you have for your life. Where do you desire to be? Where do you desire to be in a number of years as an adult? What are your plans? Destination matters. The conversation between the Cheshire Cat and Alice in Wonderland is amazing, because Alice in Wonderland wanted to know, tell me how to get there. And the Cheshire Cat says, get where? She says, just anywhere. And he says, well, it doesn't really matter then. If anywhere, any road will take you there. And that's the point. When a young person has a destination plugged in, this is my goal. That's why the vision board that I talk about in here is going to be so important. What do I desire in a husband, in a spouse, or a wife? What, my children, what values do I want to see my children uphold? What kind of relationship do I really desire to have with God? How intimate do I want that relationship to be? Destination matters, right? And so after having your destination, then map out the course. What are the detailed plans that have to be made to get there? And in the book, I have a chapter called The 5 Practical P's for Sexual Wholeness. You know, how do I map out? Google Maps does that behind the scenes for you and then give you the details for the trip. So we're saying, work out your details for the trip. Map out the course. And again, a course that will avoid the speed traps, the tolls, the detours, construction. My husband is great with his GPS. It tells him ahead of time if there's an accident ahead. Avoid that route, right? So that was number 3. Number 4 has to do with stay on course. And we all have heard our driving GPS. If we veered off a little bit or diverted course, we get a prompt, and it says, proceed to the route. So we're encouraging our young people, proceed to the route, whether they've had a false start or they are walking the path, stay on course. And that aspect is going to require, that's the accountability feature of the GPS. You can't do that on your own. You need to have relationships that will help you to stay accountable on that path. And finally, reset, reroute, recalibrate if you've come off course. And I just love when I see the thing spinning on my thing. It says, you've gone off course, come on my GPS, you know, on my phone. So we're saying to young people, the spiritual GPS, you don't have to stay on the path that's not healthy, the path that has you in shame, the path that has you broken and bound. There's greatness in you. And you need to reset, reroute, and recalibrate so that you can fulfill the potential that you carry. So that's the spiritual GPS. And that's what makes this different. And that's another area, apart from the conversation starters, I really will build that out a little bit more. It's a compliment.